On this video, I'll be exploring the idea whether being a defensive driver, so driving defensively, does that mean that you're not making progress? Does it mean that you're driving slowly? Does it mean that you're being hesitant? So is being a defensive driver, does it mean you're driving slowly and you're being hesitant? And of course the answer to that is no, definitely not. A defensive driver should always make good progress where it's safe to do so, and a defensive driver should never be hesitant. Why would we want to be hesitant? Now, of course, if you take defensive driving too far and you, as a consequence, become overcautious and you become a bit paranoid in your style of driving, and you think, well, on my part 2 test I'm gonna drive really slowly and really cautiously and you know, take on a totally different driving style to what I would normally do, then of course that's bad news. But that isn't what defensive driving is. Defensive driving is just having really good awareness of what's happening to the front and to the rear. So really good forward planning, really good anticipation skills. It means you're being considerate, you're being courteous for other road users. You're not allowing yourself to get wound up. If other road users are committing mistakes, you're just not allowing yourself to get wound up and annoyed because of that. Of course, as a defensive driver, we will always follow the rules, so that's really important. And we'll make allowances for other drivers' mistakes. We will be prepared to perhaps hold back and give way to another driver, even if they have the priority. That's if they're driving in quite an aggressive way. But it definitely doesn't mean driving too slow for the prevailing road and traffic conditions. It does not mean that, and it doesn't mean you're being overcautious and hesitant. So on this particular road that I'm on now, the speed limit is 30 miles per hour, although I'm aware that these lights could change. My foot's over the brake, I'm just reducing speed slightly. The lights did change, but I went through them whilst they were still on green. Of course, so I'm aware of the road and traffic conditions here. Look, I'm down to about 25 miles per hour because of the pedestrian with the dog, and then I can see that the road ahead is clear now, so I'm back up to 30 miles per hour again. So we're just driving at a sensible speed for the prevailing road and traffic conditions. So on a 30 mile per hour speed limit like this, sometimes we will be driving at 30 miles per hour if it's safe to do so. But that said, just here, I'm just easing off the gas slightly. I'm down to about 25 miles per hour. So I'm just adjusting, and I'm pleased that I did that, because that Asda lorry just pulled out, you see. So I'm just driving at an appropriate speed for the prevailing road and traffic conditions. So it's really important when you take your Part 2 test to get up to the speed limit where it's safe to do so. So make progress where it's safe to do so. You are an experienced driver. You are a very confident driver. You are a very capable driver. You are just as capable as I am to drive a car. I'm not making these YouTube videos making out that I'm a better driver than you. That's not where I'm coming from. Really, what I'm saying is you are just as capable as I am to take and pass a Part 2 test, and you really want to lean into your experience. You are a very experienced, very confident, very capable driver. Lean into that experience, and on your Part 2 test, show the examiner that experience. Drive with confidence, drive with experience. If it's safe to get up to 30 miles per hour in a 30 limit, do so. If it's a higher speed road, take it up to the speed limit in a confident way where it's safe to do so. be confident and go if it's safe to go. So you should never be hesitant as a defensive driver. Defensive driving doesn't mean you're being hesitant. So if it's safe to go, go. You know, if you're waiting at a junction, a T-junction, and you would normally go because it's safe to go, then go. Don't think, oh, I'll just be overcautious because it's my Part 2 test. Don't do that. If it's safe to go, go. If it's a meeting traffic situation and there's a gap and you would normally drive through that gap, then drive through the gap. Don't think, well, I'll hold back and be super cautious because it's my Part 2 test. So just drive how you would normally drive in terms of the decisions that you would make, and just make sure that you are driving safely and responsibly. And that's really the main message. So a defensive driver is a confident driver. See, here I'm being defensive by, you know, kind of keeping my speed sensible here. There's a workman on the left. There could be pedestrians. So my speed's about 50 miles per hour here. That's an appropriate speed. There's a guy there with a dog. The dog was pulling on the lead. So back there, the appropriate speed was 15 miles per hour, but now I'm looking ahead. The road looks clear. I've got a pretty good view ahead. I'm back up to 30 miles per hour now. I can see a car on the right. Is that car going to pull out? Yeah, so that's good anticipation. I've come off the gas slightly because I don't want to get too close to that car. So this is defensive driving. So my speed's now appropriate, 25 miles per hour, and then I'll take it back up to 30 miles per hour. So this is really all defensive driving is: good awareness, good forward planning, but yet driving confidently. You know, you and me are both really experienced drivers. We know what we're doing. You know how to drive. So really the message of this video is don't doubt yourself. This Part 2 test that you are going to be taking at some point in the future, it's only driving. You know, you've only got to drive safely and responsibly for about 60 minutes. It's not rocket science, you know, it's just driving, which is something that you are really confident and competent at doing. So a good defensive driver, I'm just looking before I turn because I was aware that there was some traffic queuing. Now they've all gone, I'll turn into the road. So yeah, you're very confident, very capable driver. So I want you to drive with that confidence and experience that you have. Don't overthink the Part 2 test. There is no secret to it. I can't give you some secret tips, you know, well, if you kind of do this little secret for you, then you'll pass. I mean, I have done a video, 7 tips to help you pass the Part 2 test, so that is very helpful. If you haven't watched it, then do watch that. But even on that video, I'm not revealing I'm not unlocking any amazing secrets. I'm just giving you some good, sensible advice, because it's just driving, you know. So don't overthink it. You know, you're just doing something that you are already really good at doing, very experienced, you enjoy driving. So don't doubt yourself. Just like a situation like this, just deal with it how you would normally deal with it. That guy was really, really grateful. Now what I'm going to do now is demonstrate somebody that misinterprets defensive driving. Okay, they take it too far. So here, look, oh no, there's a car coming towards me. I'm going to slow down too much. I'm slowing down too much. I'm annoying the driver behind me. There's another car coming here. Look, I'd normally go, but I'm not doing. I'm waiting. Now they're turning off. I'm being hesitant. Look, yeah. I mean, you wouldn't do that. I wouldn't normally do that. That's an example of how you would fail your Part 2 test if you became hesitant and overcautious, like this situation here. Of course, I can see the white car coming towards me. There isn't enough room to fit through there, so I'm just off the gas. I'm not having to slow down. I'm checking behind, and now I'm going to go. And I can see the road ahead looks clear, so I'm building the speed up with confidence. I'm up now. I'm back up to 30 miles an hour, but I can see ahead that the road looks fairly cluttered. I don't have a great view beyond the van on the left, the van on the right, so I'm just easing off. I'm 25 miles per hour now. Nice check to the rear, good look ahead. pushing it back. Now I'm confidently getting past these cars to move back in, driving with confidence where, well, you should always drive with confidence, but get on with it. Sometimes you just need to get on with it. What I would suggest on your Part 2 test, some advice in terms of the driving style that you want to have, is drive with determination, as if you've got somewhere to get to. Now on your Part 2 test, you're just following directions that the examiner will be giving you, or you could be following directions from a sat nav, or you could be following directions from traffic signs directing you. Drive with determination. Imagine you've got somewhere to get to. Okay, now you're not in a rush, you're not hurrying, you're not late, but you've just got somewhere to get to. So drive with some determination. You've got a destination that you want to get to. You want to get there efficiently. You're driving with confidence. You're getting on with it where it's safe to do so. So you're going to drive with determination, and that's going to hold you in good stead. So here, look, I can see it's safe to the rear, it's safe ahead. I'm at 30 miles per hour now, the speed limit's 40, quick check to the rear, and I'm pushing it straight up to 40 miles per hour. And now I've set the cruise control and I'm straight at 40 miles an hour. I wasn't hanging around, I wanted to get up to the speed limit, but now driving defensively, checking to the rear, starting to slow down in plenty of time. The lights, I could see the sign for the lights. I was anticipating that they could change. And check this out, you know, I was braking in plenty of time. This is a nice defensive way to approach the traffic lights, rather than rushing up to the lights and braking at the last moment. I was anticipating the lights and I eased off the gas, started to brake in plenty of time, and I've had a nice relaxed approach to the light. So that was an example of good awareness, good planning, good anticipation, and that's how you would want to approach a situation like that. You don't want to be braking late, you don't want to be braking harsh, you want to be looking and planning well ahead and responding to hazards in plenty of time. So really the message of this video is drive defensively, but don't compromise on making progress. Don't turn into a hesitant driver. Be confident, get on with it, make progress. If it's safe to go, go, but at the same time you want to have good forward planning, good anticipation, and just keep everything safe and responsible.